Patriots, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets. I'm your host, Jared, and today we've got a major development in the Second Amendment battlefield. A communist, anti-America, anti-freedom Democrat Attorney General has just put a prominent gun manufacturer on notice. That's right. An Attorney General is using a state law to threaten litigation against a legal firearms manufacturer, and that could ripple across the industry and our Second Amendment rights. So strap in. This is the new attack that the left wing has put its money behind. And because we love our rights, we're diving deep into what this means for gun owners, the industry, and the future of law-abiding Americans' liberty. And hey, if you're new here, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell, and join the fight for freedom. Here's the breakdown. This all started immediately after Glock discontinued all of its handguns in favor of the new V-Series models. Some say Glock did that in response to the plethora of lawsuits against them, rather than the criminals who are attaching illegal devices to Glock pistols to make them illegally shoot full auto. Some say it was in response to the states that are looking to ban Glocks because they're easily convertible. And some say that it was just Glock improving their design. But regardless of what you think, that was immediately followed by this letter targeting another manufacturer. This is from the legal arm of Everytown for Gun Safety, and this set off what we're going to talk about today. In case you haven't seen this letter, it's important you do because this is the basis for everything that's going to come here in the next few months. Here's the letter. This is from Everytown for Gun Safety's legal arm sent to Sturm, Ruger and Company. Says, this is to their general counsel. This is to the Ruger attorney. Says, Dear Ms. Colbert, on behalf of Everytown for Gun Safety's support fund, we write with respect to an urgent matter of public safety. As Ruger is no doubt aware, certain handguns, most notably pistols made by Glock and others copying the same design, have been easily modified into machine guns that fire fully automatically with the insertion of a readily available but illegal machine gun conversion device. The frequency of shootings with such pocket machine guns has skyrocketed in the past several years. Instead of shunning such a design, Ruger appears to have run toward it, designing its new RXM handgun, introduced in December 2024, to mimic a Glock and to be customizable with the same aftermarket parts. As Ruger must have known, introducing such a design into the marketplace risks exasperating the proliferation of illegal machine guns on the streets and further endangering American lives. In recent days, reports have indicated that Glock will soon be pulling its easily modifiable pistols from the market. A second company, Shadow Systems, is reportedly doing the same. This will leave Ruger as the largest U.S. manufacturer of a pistol that appears to be easily convertible into an illegal machine gun, and risks Ruger's RXM becoming the new crime gun of choice across the country. While we are not aware of any public reports to date of modified Ruger RXMs recovered in connection with a crime, it is almost certainly only a matter of time, given the rising popularity of these conversion devices and weapons that support their use. Ruger claims to be a model of corporate and community responsibility. For that to be more than an empty promise, and for the reasons set forth more fully below, Ruger must pull the RXM from the market unless and until it changes the pistol's design. We call on the company to do so immediately. And then it falls with a bunch of BS. I'll post a link to the letter down below if you want to read it. So this was followed up by a couple days ago on November 10th. I couldn't do this video immediately. I was on a mountain taking some rifle training to be a better wielder of my instruments. But on November 10th, 2025, the Office of Connecticut Attorney General William Tong, he sent a letter to Ruger specifically targeting their new RXM pistol. Funny how that works. Wonder if Everytown had anything to do with it. Now, the Attorney General's office claims to have grave concerns with Ruger's design and marketing practices. He argues that under the state's new law, the Connecticut Firearms Industries Responsibility Act, Ruger could be liable if their semi-automatic pistol is designed in a manner that is reasonably foreseeable to promote conversion into a fully automatic weapon. Reasonably foreseeable. Look, I'm going to be honest. This channel, for 13 years, I don't give you any unicorns and rainbows. Like, I punch you in the face with the brutal honesty, take it or leave it. This is what is going on, okay? I know some people prefer the unicorns and rainbows, but I'm blunt. You always know where you stand with me. And every freaking gun can be converted into something. Every gun. Rifles can be illegally converted into short-barreled rifles by cutting the barrel. Shotguns, the same. Every gun that uses a trigger mechanism can be modified. Every one. So now they're going after the Glock design. What's next? It's just going to keep going until every Town for Gun Safety and these anti-gun clowns get stopped and stomped. But AG Tong demands Ruger preserve all documents from 2020 onward about conversion devices, design choices, marketing communications, relationships with accessory makers, and all associated financials. Ruger doesn't make a device that converts guns. Neither does Glock. Neither does Shadow Systems and any other company that uses that Gen 3 Glock design, and there's many of them. And yet, here's a key point. There is no public evidence, none, that any law enforcement agency in Connecticut or elsewhere has actually recovered an illegally converted RXM used in a crime. But even more interesting is, why aren't we going after criminals? Why are we saying the people who make these things lawfully and legally and follow all the federal laws, they're the problem? Not these asses that convert things and do things illegally and live a life of crime and do bad things to people and hurt and murder and maim. They're okay. Go after them. I mean, every town even concedes that they don't know of any such cases. But before we unpack the legal foundations and why this should put all gun owners on alert, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Folks, listen up. We know there's a constant organized attempt to infringe on our Second Amendment rights, but that same shadowy elite is also launching a direct attack on your financial freedom. While they've been secretly accumulating wealth through crypto, ordinary Americans have been systematically excluded. Today I want to tell you about BlockTrustIRA.com. They're bringing crypto wealth to everyday Americans using advanced AI technology that helps break the stranglehold of the hidden powers controlling our financial system. I've partnered with BlockTrust IRA because their mission aligns perfectly with what we understand about liberty. There's an intentional barrier between regular people and financial independence, created by those who want to keep us dependent, disarmed, and powerless. This is about defending your assets just as fiercely as you defend your rights. Their Animus AI trading platform works 24/7, analyzing market data and executing advanced crypto strategies that are beyond simply buy and hold. It exposes the lie that ordinary Americans should just sit and watch while the hedge fund aristocracy actively trades using advanced algorithms. There's a reason their system was named the #1 crypto technology platform by Bitcoin Magazine from over 1,500 global competitors. Whether you're a patriot, a constitutionalist, a small business owner, or a retiree watching the manipulated markets destroy your 401k, BlockTrust IRA's advanced Animus AI gives Americans the same weapons against financial tyranny that insiders use. Right now, their clients are seeing over 250% returns on their investments. And with military-grade security, your hard-earned investments are protected by up to $200 million in insurance against establishment interference. They've built a defense for your wealth. Don't wait. Visit gunscryptoira.com, link is down below, and find out how they can help you join the financial revolution that's fighting back against the hidden powers trying to keep you dependent on their failing system. For a limited time, they are offering my viewers up to $2,500 in bonus crypto when you open an account. Crypto created 80,000 new millionaires just last year, while the elite tried to scare you away from it. Why not you? This is about self-defense for your wallet. Visit gunscryptoira.com. That's gunscryptoira.com. Links are down below. And check in on your financial freedom and liberty today. Guys, the Connecticut Firearms Industry Responsibility Act is unconstitutional in my opinion. It authorizes civil actions against gun manufacturers, distributors, marketers, or retailers who fail to put in reasonable controls, that's not vague at all, reasonable controls to prevent sale, distribution to straw purchasers, traffickers, prohibited persons, or those who intend harm. Again, future crime, Minority Report. It also holds people accountable who sell or market firearms designed in a manner that is reasonably foreseeable to promote conversion into illegal firearms. Who the hell can see into the future to see what some criminal's gonna do to a gun to make it favor their criminal actions? Well, and I'll tell you what, Connecticut's not the only not the only state that has this law. So this means that even if the firearm is fully compliant with federal law and state law when sold, the manufacturer could be held liable and thus sued out of business after the fact, based on a theory of foreseeable conversion. Everybody's saying, what about the PLACA, Jared? What about the PLCAA, the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act? Well, we're going to talk about that. But this is a radical shift, and the anti-gun crowd is putting all of their eggs in this basket. We should also note that the letter from Connecticut ties in Connecticut's Unfair Trade Practices Act as another legal hook. Given that precedent, the gun industry could face a flood of threat letters or lawsuits in blue states, especially under similar statutes or analogous legal theories. And there are several states that have those. Now, the design of the gun isn't the only battlefield. The liability landscape has just changed. And for law-abiding gun owners, that means the next attack won't be just on magazines or ammo. It's going to be on the manufacturers, which could trickle down into everything: pricing, availability, support, and ultimately, our rights. There's going to be less products, which means your rights are restricted. Now let's talk about how this ripples through the industry and the political scene. First, Ruger hasn't publicly responded yet. We already know that firearms giant Glock is already changing its product line. So we're seeing forward-leaning design changes because of regulatory litigation and political pressure. Now, this is precisely what the anti-gun lobby wants: to shift costs, innovation, and risk from criminals to the lawful manufacturers, and thereby raise barriers for all of us. Now, politically, this action by Connecticut's Attorney General is very aligned with the broader gun control movement. The letter from Everytown helps set this agenda going forward, and Tong's letter echoes that exact language, almost like they wrote it for him. The takeaway for gun owners is your rights are under a different kind of siege now. And if gun makers begin to pull models and raise prices and add safety features or stop offering certain options because of liability fear, that transmits directly to us. The industry may say it's too risky, and we end up losing access to lawful tools. And moreover, this opens the door to design liability arguments that historically were resisted under the PLACA, the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. But while PLACA still protects many manufacturers federally, what we're watching is the state law liability filings or threat letters that circumvent federal safe harbor arguments. It's very dangerous, which is why they're doing it. So here are some action steps for you guys and gals to take, Patriots. Number one, reach out to your state gun rights organization, whether they're good or not in your eyes, no matter they're doing what you think they should, how you think they should or not. Reach out to them and ask them, what's our legislative exposure to similar state-level liability statutes? That's a key question. And how they answer will tell you if they're prepared to fight. If they aren't, you need to tell them about this so that they can be. Now, support Pro 2A manufacturers and remind them, your businesses depend on our rights. And if you guys and gals hesitate as a manufacturer, you're going to risk us walking away. All right, Patriots, as always, I'm going to keep a close eye on this Ruger, Connecticut matter, and I'll bring you all the updates here on Guns and Gadgets. If you found this video valuable, do me a favor, hit the like button, share it with your fellow gun-owning friends, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Is it fair to hold a lawful manufacturer liable for something allegedly foreseeable? Or is this just a new front in the war on our rights? If you're new here, subscribe and turn on the notifications. Guns and Gadgets is your premier source for Second Amendment news that the legacy media won't cover. And it's brutal and it's straight to the point. There's no filters, there's no lean, there's no unicorns and rainbows. And I just think the news is better served raw. Thank you for watching. Thank you for standing up. And as always, stay safe, stay armed, stay free, keep training, because you never know when you'll be called upon. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.